bankers are getting frustrated about the crypto market. That tells us a lot, because if we look back at what they are arguing, it's clear that they are on the wrong end. Crypto just came out 10 years back. People were still using dollar to do all those things which this guy is arguing. So now, why do you think they are putting out these perspectives? Say this one precisely showing you a wrong one, basically, saying it's the most extended about this. Now, if you actually look at this point, okay, they are arguing since the peak here, but they're neglecting this one. That's why I'm like, okay, you see that? This was the peak, but this was still a run to the upside. What does that actually look like? This is what it means. Yes, you may have this for sure. We're not telling that whales will not manipulate us. They will do that 100%. But I want to take your attention to something else. When you come here, Tether is right now $58 billion. That's not a small amount to watch in 24 hours volume. Now it's updated to 60 billion. People are staying on the sidelines as they expect some correction in Bitcoin. But while they stay in stablecoin and they watch these assets starting to pop 10, 20, 30, 40% a day, they will slowly allocate their money into those range of assets. That gives you clarity of things like this starting to happen. XRP after some time is starting to show something bullish. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. We actually went through a lot of these calls recently about HNT. It popped. If you look at that, it did move higher. Then you look at Holo, it again did move higher. So you are watching that the price action is giving you some details saying, I'm going to do this. So we focused on the targets. And where is the price now? It actually went above the target and slowed down a little bit. So if you were there, you already took your profit as soon as I informed that in the group. So you have multiple assets doing the exact same thing. We called this out when it was $4.3. Right now it's 11.25. So the market is now responding to the patterns, the trends, the indicators. Why? Because there is a lot of money on the other end trying to get into this market in the right assets. And that clearly shows you one thing. Now you can trust the TA a lot more because it's highly liquid. Last 4-5 months, it's great. Why? Because you're watching a lot of money coming in. From $1 trillion, we are now about 1.6 trillion. That's 600 billion of new money coming into crypto when you haven't even popped. So now think about large cap altcoins like XRP popping. That's where you will see monstrous amount of money coming into the market. It won't just be XRP. You'll watch XLM running, you'll watch XDC running, you'll watch Engine, Cardano, a lot of these assets starting to burst higher. And that, for one reason, kind of shows you, okay, if you're in the market, you're focusing on something. One, you're looking at the daily. For God's sake, XRP has started breaking that daily resistance on the daily RSI, which is cool. Now, we are showing you the price broke above the moving average, retested the base, and now is trying to bounce off. That is a good strategy. So the RSI is showing us that the price can break this resistance. And now we are watching, yes, it is doing the exact same thing. Great. Now what's next? We talked about this. If you are in the market looking for short-term resistance, this is what you're looking at, 0.72 and 0.81. Now, as you zoom out, the question then becomes like how high we can go in this impulse. Do we have enough room to the upside if we are doing just this? You broke higher, you're coming back down, retesting it, and bouncing back up. So if you are to actually do this structure, how high can you really go? That would completely depend on where you reach the overbought territory. I've been reigniting this fact as much as possible because people need to understand when Bitcoin is here, the price action started bursting when you got close to this range. Look at this point. You can see what I'm arguing here. And if you go look at almost all of these altcoins which are popping right now in front of us, you will understand the fact that this is one of the easiest way to look for things which are about to pop. And we are going through a ton of them in this group. So if you want to take benefit of the SI family's calls like this to ride these opportunities and to make the right amount of profits, you can join the SI family. The link is given in the description below. Now, when we jump onto this and while we learn and educate ourselves, if you do see some value, smash that like button, smash it. So now, when we jump back, say you go into the market, you're randomly looking for like, okay, what's moving? XRP is moving. Oh, not bad, not bad. And then you actually see like different assets, say GRT, it's moving. Okay, let's just pick GRT here. Remember, in last video, I talked about Holo, then it popped. We talked about HNT maybe 3-4 videos back, and you know what happened after that. From here, it went up, boom. So maybe this is also going to follow something similar. Now, what are we looking at? On a daily, the RSI is saying, I'm about to re-enter this territory. I'm about to get more volume. I'm about to generate more momentum. That's a good thing. If you're watching these, right? If you're watching these, that's going to be a great thing. Now, we've been positioned in this asset way before. We are already in a trade. We are already in great profit. That's a different story. But what's the ignition? Where do you actually see that spark in the market, right? That's a big question. So the MACD shows you it's in the positive territory. It's making a double bottom. It's about to cross back to the upside. Oh, that's a lot of positive movements. Great. Now you want to see whether the short term agrees or respect the long-term movement or the macro or a higher time frame structure. 3-day shows, yes, it does. 3-day is bullish. You're getting more and more volume and strength in the market. It's not going down. So you go into the weekly to ask like, are we entering that territory? And it's like, yes, it is. Oh, that's something beautiful. That's something really beautiful. Because if you do look at this, say you're a pattern guy. You're either looking for this channel which broke higher and its measured move. Great. Or say you see like, okay, that has less odds. I think the price action is playing something like this. And I would argue this is my measured move. Okay, great. If that's you, you're plotting that from here and saying, okay, that's your measured move. But whichever direction you lean towards, that's an upside from here. That's literally talking about hundreds of percentage from here. Opportunity in the market is now flowing around. You just have to make sure that you're following the money. You just have to make sure the volume is supporting your decision. If not, whales will screw you. One of the easy things to look at is if you don't have enough daily volume, say at least I would look for $50 million or above. Otherwise, these guys are going to come and shake you off. Even if there is true upside, they'll first shake you off and then go towards the. That's why some of the assets which I post in the Patreon, I say there's a high risk, high reward ratio. So whales, if they don't see you, it goes through the radar. It's okay. Retail is pushing this up. Then it goes to their attention. By that time, FOMO is already in. So they won't try to take it off. Instead, they will try to benefit from it. Now say GRT, it's like 100 million. Okay, that's a decent volume. And watch this volume. If that volume is increasing in next 24 hours, the next 24 hours, the next 24 hours, you are going to see a continued price momentum, which would actually agree with the weekly. So you use these tools in the market to make sure you are in the right asset at the right time before it pops. Most of them don't try to get in while price action corrects down to retest its support. That's why we were highlighting this. It's a potential short to medium term opportunity. You already have done that. The short term is done. Now we're going towards the medium term, but a little bit quicker than expected. Now, you see that the RSI is coming back to a trend line. It's pulling back. That's again a good indicator. Now, take all this and ask the question like, okay, are we below this NXRP? Are we still following the trend? What is the actual issue? Because a lot of people I see kind of, still arguing this asset hasn't done anything for last 6-7 years. And I'm like, okay, I was in the market during 2017. It was something different. The upside which we saw, that was like a 700x, a monumental price increase. Here, yes, you didn't see big fluctuation, but you still got 10x, 12x. You didn't have much of the big exchanges participating in that area where you had this and you were going up. You didn't get much of the exchanges. You got delisted here. Last time when you did that, you had all the exchanges plus all the newcomers when the price was going up. Now, this time you're doing this, you have all the exchanges relisting it. So make your argument. Whether you agree with this or not, it's completely up to you. But think about these trend lines which we argued from some time. The bigger momentum came back in once you retested and bounced off. Now you're trying to retest and bounce off. Make sure you understand what the market is showing you. If not, you're going to miss something big. One, this not only has the upside potential in TA, it's a fundamental asset. So when the price goes up and people start to look for, okay, what is this asset all about? And they're like, whoa, there's a lot of fundamentals. And they reach the XRP community. And you'll see the price exploding after explosion after explosion after explosion, because there'll be a lot of newcomers who are struggling on the other end in the real financial world, who will be watching crypto pops, crypto bros making money, and then they'll start jumping in. This is the normal cycle. When you enter the bull season, first phase, it's slow. Second one, you're starting to get momentum. Third one, it's the FOMO. We will soon enter that territory, maybe just a couple of months. That's it. And at that time, you need high discipline, high level of discipline and patience to ride this off. Bitcoin will correct in between, then pop. This will happen. But what you need to know is when people try to scare you, go check if the macro is showing you a get out signal. If we got something similar to this, okay, take your profits. It's okay. Don't try to argue with the market. But to get that, here you need to first go down. Then you need to do this as a divergence. So the price need to do something like this, right? So if there is a dip, that's going to be a huge buy the dip opportunity, especially in the alt market. For sure, this is going to actually pump it. And this would also actually agree with the perspective of this. We come back down and then go up, boom. So once you see this trend line breaking, okay, that's something serious. You may get a retest like we did last time. You broke that, you came back up to retest, got rejected, dump. But this time around, you are not focusing on this. You just get out here. That's much better. That means around 90 to 100,000. This is what we're expecting. Maybe it's 85, maybe it's 120. We don't know. We'll follow up on the regular basis. And if you're in the SI family, you get to take benefit of what the other 800 members are taking right now. Close to 800. We're getting there. Now, as soon as the price action starts to move, don't just jump in trying to catch a green candle. It's much better to try and catch a falling knife. That gives you better ROI structure, in my humble opinion. So guys, if you received value, smash that like button for me. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.